minutes from the May 19th meeting. Does anybody have any comments or additions? Somebody want to second the minutes?
I second.
Oh, first we need a motion, I'm sorry.
That's what I thought. I'll second it. Okay, I make a motion that we approve the minutes from May 19th, 2025.
I'll second that.
All those in approve, say aye.
Aye.
See, I was just trying to hurry the meeting. New business is the 2024-2025 Maryland Department of Planning annual report with a cover letter to the Maryland Department of Planning. Is Michelle not going to give a report today?
No, but I probably could, if you had some questions, I probably could inform you of things.
Well, let's do this first.
Okay. I'm sorry. So the Leonardtown, so I put together a letter to the planner, Mr. Dahlstrom, and it simply says the Leonardtown Planning and Zoning Commission hopes this letter finds you well. As required under section 1-207B of the land use article of Leonardtown Planning and Zoning Commission is hereby submitted their 2024 annual report. I'm asking for approval of this letter to send to Mr. Dahlstrom. To go through the report, we've had 15 new residential units applied for. Under section 3, the town adopted ordinance number 224, which amended the Leonardtown Comprehensive and Zoning Map, applying the multifamily residential zoning classification to 3 parcels of property owned by Cedar Lane Senior Center Living Community, which is tax map 40 parcel 71 and tax map 41 parcel 220 and tax map 40 parcel 133. And by applying the institutional office zoning classification to the parcel of real estate owned by Alfred S. Mattingly and Joan C. Mattingly, and as shown on tax map 41 parcel 195. We also annexed those 2 properties into the town by way of resolution 2-24. The annexation of the 3 properties of real property owned by Cedar Lane Senior Living Center into the town. Parcels as shown on tax map 40, parcel 71, map 41, parcel 220, and map 40, parcel 133. We also did resolution 3-24, the annexation of 19.51 acres of real property adjacent to that Cedar Living property that was owned by Alfred S. and Joan C. Mattingly into the town, which is tax map 41, parcel 195. So as a result of that, I had some items that I needed to claim to the Maryland Department of Planning and Zoning, which was the zoning reform and water sewer capacity and the revitalization and infill, which we did on Lawrence Avenue. And then it wanted me to also, so every 10 years we're required to do an adoption or revise our comprehensive land use plan or ordinance. So per ordinance number 227, the town adopted the 2025 Leonardtown Comprehensive Land Use Plan, and that was effective May 5th, 2025. So we didn't have any issues with Maryland Department of Planning. I didn't have any. I didn't need anything. And then, and everybody here has done their Maryland Commission Association classes that are required. Although I did send an email out to everybody They do these every year, and because the rules change and new rules are adopted, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that, because like I redid it again. I don't have to, but I did. I do it every year, and it does help, and it also helps clarify the job. It helps clarify ethics. It helps clarify the different zoning categories and what they mean and things of that nature. So I mean, if it took me probably 6 hours to do them all. I didn't do them all at one time, but it was very informative. So I would highly recommend it. And that's all I have. I do have the table here that does list out the individual categories for the end of the year report, which identifies how many new single-family homes, how many townhouses, residential renovation additions, new home UNOs, and home occupations, and then so forth with the commercial. And then we also had 2 radio antenna permits, 1 grading plan, and the 2 annexations. So I'm open to any questions that you would like for me to answer.
Anybody else have any questions, comments? We have a motion?
And I don't know if I explained the yellow area here. These are projects that are either in design, or I've reviewed them. I'm waiting for final submission back, or they have obtained. The last one, those folks are actually under construction, and especially like the Splashing Car Wash, I actually issued them a use and occupancy last week. So they're done. So they move pretty quickly too.
What are the Leonardtown cottages?
That is the 4 homes at the intersection of Lawrence and Church. That's that PERD that we did.
I thought he was gonna put more than 4.
Yeah, he is. So he wanted to do the 4 first, clean that area up, and so because he just didn't want all that mayhem. Plus, I think that he's really trying to be really considerate of the folks that own the townhomes there and have access for them without. I mean, you can just imagine all the construction that would be going on if they did all 8 of them at one time. So I kind of appreciated that. He was thinking ahead, I think.
It's also nice to see all the commercial renovations as well.
Yes.
But that was 35. It's a lot for
I've had a lot of
a
people
year.
complain to me about those, about why we allow them to be so close together.
Well,
And who would want to live that close together? I mean, it's true. You could look out one window and look right into the house next door.
I thought we were gonna get to talk about it again as a board. Like, I thought it was going to the town council with the intention of coming back to us for some sort of review.
no, so once you guys made your recommendation to town council, they immediately, decided they have the final say.
Right.
Just so you know, those houses actually are not any closer than most of the houses in Clark's Rest Section 4.
I know, I was thinking about that.
Lynn and Clark's Rest are so close. So.
I mean, it's minimum requirement is 10 feet,
Right.
and so that's what they are, is 10 feet.
Well, when they spoke to us about them, they compared them to the 4 or however many homes that are right behind Dunkin' Donut that the man
Yes.
also owns,
Mhm.
which is like not really an appropriate representation, because those homes have so much like outside space that
Right.
those residents can interact with,
Right.
whether they do or not, but they have it. Yeah, I agree. We'll see though. I mean, they looked good on paper, so.
Having said that though, we have to remember, at least the way I think about it is that there was a 12-unit apartment building there. And, I thought that putting 4 dwelling units per each lot was less development than what he could have done with a townhouse setup, or, I mean, it would have no grass area if it was townhouses all
Yeah.
through there, you know, so I kinda looked at, I thought that at least when they're done, they'll have grass and shrubs, and I'm hopeful that it'll look nice when it's done, so,
It'll look nicer than what was there.
there's no
That's-
doubt
Yeah,
there.
well, that's what I tell the people that complain to me, and they said, but how many apartments would have been there? But, you know, there are people that don't wanna live in apartments, if they have kids, and they like to have a house.
Correct.
And you're not gonna please everybody,
Right.
No.
so some people will like
Well,
the
I
way they
don't
look.
try,
And,
yeah.
Yeah.
and the affordability thing.
And I know Mr. Buckley was in here, I think, 7 or 8 days ago, and communicating that the hospital folks are really inquiring hard about that because they have what they call traveling nurses that come in, and they're asking him to do more. So, you know, because I guess there's a huge need for it.
Right.
So.
Sorry, we didn't make it.
Yeah,
Still.
that's, no, I mean, I started the whole thing, it's like,
Not doing the record now. Anything else?
so if there isn't any other discussion, are you ready for a motion?
Can I move?
Sure.
All right, I move to approve the 2024 Maryland Department of Planning annual report and allow Mr. Bailey to finalize paperwork to send to the state.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. And then we can go back to, if we have any questions about what's going on in the town since Michelle isn't here. If anybody has any.
I honestly did not prepare anything to step in her place because I kind of didn't find out until a little bit ago that she wasn't going to be here. That's okay. I mean, I pretty much know what's going on, so I just can't tell you everything that was in the meeting because I left early that day, rushing to get to another doctor's office appointment. So I had to go get an X-ray in my hand. So anyway.
Do you know who bought the cafe on the corner?
The Yield Cafe. My understanding is, I do not know his name, but he owns Cord's Cabinetry in Charlotte Hall.
Okay.
And they, to my knowledge, they do not have any idea what they're going to do with the facility yet.
Yeah, somebody saw her, I don't know, someplace, and she didn't know what they were gonna do with it either. So
Right.
it's-
Yeah. Nice place.
Yeah.
Location.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised nobody's moved into where the yarn shop was.
Yeah,
I thought they had somebody lined up when they asked the yarn shop to move.
Yeah.
Is that empty?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is that the one just right
Yeah.
here?
They
Yeah,
asked
next to
them to move
Spice.
out, so they did. So that's,
She moved next to Stip,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
so she's still in town, just smaller. It's probably, good. But yeah, I thought somebody was moving right in too.
So I do know that facade grants, the committees have met, and that information was sent to the state for review. I was part of that committee, so I can tell you that. I think that's about all unless you ask a specific question that I can come up with.
Is the Leonard Hall building getting demolished?
Leonard Hall building in the governmental center, it is not. They're gonna
I
make
saw
it-
it had a demo permit. Does that mean just renovation?
They're renovating the inside.
Inside.
Yes.
Figured, yeah, 'cause I knew that was
Yes, they're
part
gonna
of
make it a childcare
Yeah,
facility.
that was all part of that.
Oh, cool.
Any other questions about the in-house permits?
I don't think it's on here, but just if anybody knows where the bricks on the sidewalk were taken out by Salted Scoop, and then new ones were replaced.
I cannot answer that. That's,
It's like a different type of
It's a
brick,
different type
and
of
so I
brick,
was
yeah.
wondering, is that like a new idea, like start to replace with that, or?
Sean, I apologize, but
It's all good.
I don't have
Just
the
thought I'd throw
answer.
it out.
Yeah,
It's-
It seemed like it was a corner, so I don't know if it's like, because I saw the same thing. Oh, that's interesting.
Mike, how about the proposed senior living building kind of across from the septic, across from Dan Burris's lot. Any movement on that, or?
They had a 2-to-1 vote, obviously you know that, and they took that concept plan back for design, and I have not heard, they've had no resubmissions. To my understanding, there has been no submissions to St. Mary's County Soil Conservation District or Public Works or the Critical Area Commission. So I'm not sure where they are with that at this point.
What place is that?
This is the one,
Courthouse Road.
Not
The
seen it
condos
per
are-
se.
Yes.
It's-
yeah, where they're
Oh,
cramming in, way more than they ought to be, I think, and cutting down all those trees.
So they're redesigning that?
They sent the concept plan, which was approved,
Right.
and I have not had any submissions back to me for any kind of review for me to give to
Gotcha.
them. So, you
Well,
know.
once that happens, it's moving forward. We're just.
Well, I mean, they have some hurdles to get through. I mean, I'm pretty adamant about that water being managed on site. Our ordinance says it has to be managed on site. So I think that they came up with a plan, but the last plan I saw, they were missing a few parking spots. So, they have to do that too. They can do an in lieu fee, but we really don't. I'd have to have serious conversation with them about proving to me that they can't get the required parking spots. Let me just say it that way. I can't, if they prove to me they can't get it in any other way, then our ordinance says that I really have to acknowledge and they have to pay the fee. But they have to do due diligence to
Not
find
just
those
can't,
parking
yeah.
spots, so, yeah.
And I believe that was part of the motion too, was the whole drainage issue too, wasn't it?
Correct. That was one of them, then the
Yeah, that was
trees,
one of
but
it. Yeah.
in that area, because the zoning, I don't know that the critical area will hold that project up for trees, because of the zoning. If it was zoned something else, like LDA or something like that, or RCA, which is residential, conservation area, they might hold it up for that, but because it's intense development zoning, that's what it's zoned for.
And do you remember when that land goes back, is it all the way to the parking lot? That's the town space, right?
I'm not
Where the movie
sure.
theater parking lot is, where that big building that I think the town stores Christmas.
Oh, right, no, so the town, its parking lot, probably, I would say we own 20 to 25 feet into the woods.
Towards, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then their property line starts. There's a telephone pole there on Park Avenue, and their property corner is probably 20 to 25 feet down the hill from that.
Yeah.
Is the best I can tell you, without having a plat in front of
Yep,
me.